tienes esa cosa especial, bella mariposa especial, ella con su rosa especial, todos quieren ese especial. Tú tienes esa cosa especial, bella mariposa especial.
Huzzah, I am Monk, your host. Welcome to PIDCAST episode 35, the podcast by fans, for fans, and for the people who just really need to vent about the Colorado Rapids. PIDCAST is part of the Bangarang soccer community, telling soccer stories a mile in the sky and on till morning. After you're all done pressing pins into your front office voodoo dolls, come touch grass with us, our free-to-play pickup around Denver. Don't forget to check out our sibling show, Summit Up, covering all things Denver Summit FC, NWSL, and women's sports here at 5280. Say hello to my co-host and Fantasy Queen Fitouri.
Hey, everyone.
And the guy who lost his second yacht gambling on the Rapids making the playoffs, Matt.
I mean, I'm just following Chauncey Billups' shoes. It seemed like a good idea. He was like, "Hey, I'm going boating. You want to come with?" And I was like, "Say less, Chauncey." Everybody's doing it, guys. Come on. Literally, like everything we do and watch is sponsored by gambling, and people are all like up in arms when people are gambling. Doesn't make a lot of sense.
Let's pretend that that's the case, but sports has always been fixed stuff since the beginning of time. So
yeah, also he wasn't just gambling. Didn't he provide information about a lineup?
Yeah, so
as
there
a
was
coach?
some lineups, some point shaving. My favorite part about the whole story was the him being used as a mark for these illegal poker games where they were doing some sort of like card shuffler counting system. Yeah. I can't wait for like the NBA version of like Now You See Me, because Now You See Me 2 was awful and the trailer for Now You See Me 3 just ain't it. So I want like NBA Now You See Me. Or it stars John Cena. It's Now You Know See Me.
Okay, so it might just be because he's our hometown boy, so like I always want to back him. But is this kind of like red card SC behavior, or is this like, to me, like John Elway doesn't make the club, Chauncey Billups does. This is behavior I can like tacitly endorse.
Nah, this isn't red card SC. This is whatever version of like Ocean's 11 we start here in Colorado. Lucifer's 11. Like, I don't know. But I mean, but conversely, Max Alves can be in yellow card FC. Like, still too soon on that one? Or that one just didn't land?
It didn't land.
it didn't land, Matt. Sorry, it just didn't land.
All right, somewhere one of our listeners is giggling nonstop over
Matt's
that
mom.
one.
I miss Max so much. I was such a big fan. I really think Max had it. What a shame.
Oh, man. Well, should we roll into Pidder Chatter?
Yeah, let's do it.
Did you notice how much joy we just had talking about basketball scandals?
Oh, the basketball season, baby. It's on.
I like how she just completely ignored my transition and was like, whatever, we're just...
Yeah, like I think it's good for all of our emotional health if we just forget we're a Rapids podcast for a little bit.
Did you think she put on horns for this episode to listen to you, Monk?
The betrayal? Yeah.
I put on horns because happy Halloween season, y'all. Let's get spooky.
Well, I wore a costume to the game, unlike some people, so...
Well, anyways, what's going on PIDCAST, Matt?
I like her. Monk, did you see how she just completely ignored you?
Again.
So at this time, Rapids' first team news is largely quiet. We have no news on the Chris Armas contract front. That domino will likely have to fall before we hear anything about end-of-season roster moves. Some dates to keep in mind as we approach them are November 26th is the club deadline to exercise any contract options and make offers to players. December 10th through the 13th is the College Showcase in Arizona. This is notable for the draft-rich Rapids. On December 10th, free agency opens. December 11th, the re-entry draft process begins, which will feature the Rapids in a pretty decent spot due to their 21st overall league finish. And then everything culminates on December 18th when we find out which 5 to 30 players the Rapids select in the MLS Super Draft. You guys want to, speaking of betting, how many players do you think we pick in the draft? Over under 6.
Over. I feel like we go over, but like I'm sorry, I don't like the draft because
Man, I
it
love the
doesn't
draft.
seem to do anything.
I love the draft. I don't even care. It's just the pageantry of it.
Oh. But yeah, I
Come
think
on,
it's going to be over 6.
Indentured servitude is alive and well in 2025, Monk.
Listen, I'll go right at 6, but I think the bigger question is what impactful players do we get from the draft?
Ooh, so you took the over, you took the line. All right, I'll go under. I'll take the under. I think we consolidate and move up.
Yeah, we always knew he'd be on the bottom.
In Academy news, Parker Henry was called up to the U.S. Youth National U15 squad. This marks yet another goalkeeper under Chris Sharpie's tutelage, filling the U.S. men's national team's youth coffers. Congrats to Parker. It took me like a full week since this news came out. I think it was actually like 4 days ago to not call him Patrick Henry. I was preparing like a whole like revolutionary joke to go with this. And then I like typed it up. I was like, oh wait, nope, different name. Nonetheless, we literally are just like U.S. goalkeeper farm country out here in Commerce City, even if they don't get called up to the main gig. For those that weren't aware, Colorado Rapids 2, they won their first playoff bout against Whitecaps 2. We'll talk about that more later, in addition to previewing their matchup against the Town FC this weekend. So fret not, Rapids are still in the playoffs, baby. You know? What's one digit separating us from joy and despair? And then Sarah, I might throw this one to you. Any animal news you wanna talk about?
Yeah. So in anticipation, so I'm really excited. I'm going with our buddies Colin over at Footy Travelers to Mexico City over Dia de los Muertos to see some Liga games and just enjoy Mexico City through the lens of soccer and through the holiday. And so we are starting a fun new tradition. We are getting a PIDCAST mascot. This will be Pixel the Prairie Dog, and he will travel with us on away days or games to bring that good old Commerce City prairie dog, poisoned water, mutilated scoreboard vibes on the road with us anywhere we go. So look forward to meeting Pixel.
Yeah, for all of you that always ask the question, where's that pixel at Rapids games? We're going to try and answer
pixel?
it.
Do you know how many pixels are missing? There's a lot of, it's not that pixel.
Well, I don't know if you know anything about prairie dogs, but they spread their seed pretty promiscuously, Monk. So pixel will beget.
Well, I haven't actually
pixels.
asked one before how much they spread their seed. So
this stuffed animal hasn't even arrived and you're already slut shaming him?
Yeah, obviously. Come on. Carries the plague, it gets a scarlet letter. Omar already planned out like whether it should be like infant clothes or dog clothes that he can then drip out Pixel the Prairie Dog with.
Oh man, okay. Great.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of prairie dogs, I guess that prairie dog saw its shadow or didn't. I can never remember how this one goes. Regardless, we have 3 more years of Sarah's favorite miniature soccer player, Lionel Messi. Coincidentally, expect 3 more years of Messi and Miami avoiding Commerce City like the plague. Scratch that again. We've got the plague in spades. Avoiding Commerce City like Victory Crossing. Sarah, would you like to share any news on your favorite bedroom poster player?
Listen, I love any player that gets me fantasy points. This is not about loving Messi. I was rooting for Bouanga for that golden boot. But what do you all think? He's never coming to Commerce City? Because we talked about this, right? Like we play East Coast teams almost every other year. We haven't played them here since he came. What do you think? Is there a chance that we get... is there even a chance we get a home Miami game?
I saw someone was posting it somewhere. It might have been Maxwell, actually. That, like, if they follow the standard, he'll be able to make 14 of the 15 West teams. Home stadiums. So there will be, like, in theory, there will be one team in the West that doesn't get a chance to play against Miami at home that could fall on us. But at the same time, I could see Kroenke being like one game going, we're gonna go take Mile High, sell that sucker out, and have Messi come play here and find a way to get it into like the contract because it'd be the only way he's gonna make money.
I think the other thought here is that even if we get a whole Miami game, do we get Messi? We've seen them not travel him at different times. He's getting old. So, like, I could see this being a game that you choose not to send Messi to.
I will go on record and bet my third yacht that Lionel Messi never plays a match in Dick's Sporting Goods Park. If we get him, it's going to be at Mile High Stadium.
Yeah, I feel like they're good. I feel like they'd move it just to.
Can they do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what a lot of teams have done. That move to the NFL stadium, so capitalism
sell
can
more.
win versus soccer culture.
When Messi travels there, they switch it to the NFL stadium.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gotta
I don't
make
know. I
those,
just don't think
Like,
it
I'm
comes.
hopeful it happens. I think that it's probably unlikely. We've been skipped by multiple high-tier players. Part of that's just because the Rapids don't usually form a team well enough that they need their star player to win. And also, like, altitude and things like that. Plus, our training grounds are kind of shitty, so they might not want to play here in general for that kind of stuff. Like, we don't create a good environment. Hey, Kroenke, just letting you know, our training grounds are shitty. If you didn't know, because you probably haven't stepped foot there since you opened it. But they're not good right now. They're looking like the East Wing, so might want to update that a little bit.
Sideburn East Wing.
So timely. I will say I'm excited about this because it gives me 3 more years to find a stadium he's playing at and go see it. I do want to see him play before he retires.
too.
So, and I think this makes it more likely he's going to be at a stadium near you. So,
Yeah, I definitely want to travel somewhere to go see him play.
for sure.
Well, there's a star that didn't duck us this past weekend.
I know. I was going to say, what? Okay, let's transition to our LAFC game so we can get into it. All right. Well, as everyone who is not hiding under a rock knows, the Rapids played LAFC this past weekend at home on decision day. Going into this game, we knew that the chips would have to fall just perfectly in order for us to go into the playoffs. And frankly, they almost did. So it was a classic decision day nail biter where not only were we watching our boys stay fairly squarely in this game throughout the whole time, despite going against, 2 of the best strikers in the league, but also watching for a while where both Dallas and RSL were winning, and then the game shifting. So it was a nail biter all around. In the game, we saw. Haters can't even start with this. The most beautiful, dirty goal by Sun in the first half put Rapids down in the 42nd minute. But then we were able to see Paxton respond in an equally dirty manner. Beautiful, picked the ball off the goalkeeper and score. Technically being Paxton's first official goal for the team, I believe. So that was exciting and a cool way to see it happen. So we, in the 60th minute, we're tied 1-1. Yeah, it's important to know at that moment that a tie was not going to get us across the line because at that moment, the other teams were winning. So we were really looking for a win, and even a win may not do it. And Yappy delivered in the 88th minute, putting Rapids up 2-1 to an incredibly loud and excited stadium. And then, unfortunately, at the 90th minute, LAFC was able to score one more, leaving the game in a draw. Unfortunately, after the game wrapped up and the way the chips fell, that last goal was the end for the Rapid season. Had we won that game, we would have proceeded on to the playoffs. Monk, you want to jump into the stats for us?
Yeah, wasn't terrible. When you compare yourself to LAFC, top tier team currently sitting in the playoffs, I would argue probably one of the favorites to at least make it to the final, sitting at 13 to 17 shots. Our struggle is only 3 of ours were on goal. 2 of those went in though. So gotta take credit where credit's due, but it'd be a little nicer if we get a few more shots actually on target to challenge that keeper. May give ourselves a few shots there. Overall, our lineup, our right side, great. In the green outside of Maxu. Navajo sitting in orange kind of sucks. Aronson sitting in the green, that was good. It's kind of been, I think it's been a few games since we've actually seen him sitting in the green. And then our left side, all orange and sad day. So, but they're also going up against some pretty talented players on that right side for LAFC. So, gotta give some credit when you're going up against hard talent. It's hard to be better than they are. I think, I don't know. It was, like you said, it's a nail biter. It sucks to have missed it by like one goal, right? And then we go up at 88th minute and then give up a goal in the 90th. Like, we're minutes away from that playoff berth and that play-in game, and we again fall short. And that's so frustrating, which tells us again, all those games that we gave up earlier in the season. Like, it's just one of those things. Like, we were just that close and put ourselves in a position that we needed a result, and we didn't quite get it.
Yeah, I think you go first.
I already said a lot about the game, Matt. I'm excited to hear your thoughts.
So I think some interesting notes were the lineup that we came into this match. We rolled out what MLS advertised as a 4-3-3, where we saw kind of Connor Ronan as that sit-back, deep-line playmaker, and then Cole and Paxton kind of having the range to be the two midfielders. We didn't see Calvin Harris due to a knee knock he took in training, which led to Yappy and KDP at the top of the charts. The other interesting substitution was Sam Vines instead of Rafael Santos. I think from what I heard, the Sam Vines choice was in particular due to his chemistry and experience playing with KDP, that they wanted to pair those guys up together. I would have loved to see Calvin Harris in this game. I think he really, really breaks out some options. I think Ted's directness didn't really expand the field as much, and we saw a little bit of uncertainty when he was trying to be more of the facilitator and instead of just the YOLO ball scorer. But like you said, Sarah, I think the chips fell like all how we needed them to do. We controlled our destiny at the 88th minute of this game. I think 6 minutes of extra time, salt that out for 8 minutes total, and we're probably facing Portland and maybe not getting as boat raced as Salt Lake did. I don't know.
Yeah, I think also just Stefan, we haven't reported this in a while, was wearing orange, so he was our Zach Skellington for the evening, but they were making him work. Eight shots on goal, but like they were dirty. Buongo wanted the back of that net so bad. So Stefan, I mean, this score is, I believe, like just actually only this close because of a really upstanding performance from Zach.
I mean, and the defensive back line. I think this played out a lot like we talked about, that they were going to try to force the issue so much through Boanga that it would almost thwart itself, because our back line would just be able to keep shape, knowing that that's the tip of the spear that's going to be coming through, which I think in turn allowed us to slip a little bit and let Sun catch us out in the 42nd minute. As we were playing thinking the offense was going to stay one-dimensional through Denis, and then Sun just roofs it, I think, off of Zach's forehead. But yeah, as soon as I did not go to this game, listeners. Monk and Sarah were at this game. I went to a concert at Meow Wolf. Shout out Noga Rez and Meow Wolf, amazing concert venue. But I did the thing where at 7 p.m. our time, I put my phone in airplane mode and just left it. And then so I didn't get back home until like 11 p.m. midnight. And I watched the game without knowing any outcome. I made sure I didn't see any social media. And the first thing, I knew we were going to wear the original green jerseys, but what I hadn't thought about, and the first thing I saw was Zach coming out in that orange jersey, and I was like, oh, we're cooked. We are cooked. I hate that orange jersey.
What? Also, like, listen, fans latched onto that purple. They loved the purple. And then we haven't seen it in like how long?
I mean, the purple kind of lost its power.
You mean the Rapids lost their power?
No.
I would say Stefan's still been decently performing overall, and we have just left him out to dry with a very expensive defense compared to the investment in the rest of our team, I would argue. So,
what did you guys think of? Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, Zach Stefan's the spoon trying to catch the whole pitcher of water being poured out.
What did you guys think of that Paxton goal?
I mean, that was just like heads up play right there. That's what I think. If you asked Porig Smith what the game model was in one GIF, it's that. It's Paxton Aronson pressing Hugo Lloris into deflecting a goal.
Yeah, like it's not how I anticipated he would get on the score sheet, but it was real fun. And it was it really reflected his style of play, which is that like all over the place, on it at all times, and like he created that opportunity.
Yeah. So, I mean, we look at Paxton's first goal contribution that we thought happened was off the shoulder and back of another player. This one is basically deflecting a Hugo Lloris outbound pass. Like, next season, we're going to go wild when he scores a direct goal of his own volition.
Oh, man. That's assuming Toronto doesn't pick him up. I hear they're going to...
Could you imagine? Could you imagine? No, it's going to be something like Brendan's doing so well at Leeds right now. They're like, Brendan, would you like a raise? And he's like, no, I'd like my little brother. And then like the offseason, we're going to find out that Paxton Aronson goes to Leeds United.
Oh, no. Don't put that evil on us.
Oh, man.
Like it was a great game. I would... Any other time in the season, I would be like, this is actually a solid result against a very solid team that we were going up against, right? This is one of those top-tier teams, obviously top-tier strikers and things like that. The problem is that we put ourselves in a situation that we needed more, right? And that's holding this team to 2 goals. Remember Salt Lake, the team that beat us and made it into the play-in game? They lost to this team 4-1 twice in the same week. Right, so they scored 8 goals in 2 games, and we kept them to 2 and scored 2 on top of that. Like, we put up a solid performance, I would say. We just needed more, and it's something we talked about before, is that we left a lot of points on the table in the mid-season that we needed, and we knew it when we got into those last 4 games, that it was going to be a struggle bus for us to trying to get in, and even when all of the chips fell in our favor, we still could not get what we needed to get that playoff spot.
I wanted to talk a little bit about the vibe at the stadium. Very interesting all around. So first off, how often do we play to a sold out stadium? So that
July
is
4th.
Of course fun. Allegedly, to get into Rapids conspiracy theories. But a few things that were interesting. So like obviously, having Sun playing in Denver on this hot streak, really cool to see a lot of like Korean pride coming out. So a lot of Korean flags in the stands, which I find very beautiful and exciting. What I don't find beautiful and exciting is the number of LAFC jerseys, or even worse, Tottenham jerseys we got to see. That's a little gross. But no. Jokes aside, it was really interesting. Like it was people who I don't think often come out to the Dick to watch Rapids games. But it was also just like a really electric crowd all around.
Yeah. Sadly, I think we were outnumbered, or sounded outnumbered, for parts of that game. And
I don't
my
think
struggle
so.
with
It
those
wasn't
kind
that
of things,
extreme.
But I feel like when it comes to things like that, like if Messi comes here and stuff like that, where we got big name players, I feel like those people, there's nothing that we can do to convert them over to watching the Rapids unless we sign somebody of that level, which Kroenke has proven forever that he is not going to invest on that kind of level because he won't pay for like a mid-level player type budget, let alone an all-star player that's actually going to come out of his own pocket a little bit more. So I feel I prefer games like July 4th as a sellout because it's not people that are just there to be Euro snobs or high talent snobs or whatever.
Wait, sorry, you would rather people recruited to the game by a free firework display than people recruited to the game because they want to watch our opposition?
I just think that you have a better opportunity to sell people that just
fireworks displays.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
But like, no, but the difference is you're not going to convert Sun fans or whatever to Rapids fans. I'm sorry. That's probably unlikely that they're going to come to this game and be like, oh my God, you guys impressed me so much. I'm going to get season tickets. You're more likely to get the family that shows up and you put on a good performance and create a good atmosphere to go, oh, this actually is something I could do on my weekends, right? I just feel like it's a crowd that you're not going to be able to sell as well to. The return on investment, if the Rapids actually invested and put on a good performance, is less with that kind of a fan base.
I think this one's slightly different because unlike Messi Mania, where you're just getting basically like every soccer equivalent of a Dodgers fan coming out to these games, it was amazing to hear about and see on the broadcast how activated the Korean and Asian population around Denver, let alone all of those that definitely flew in for this game. But I think that sort of draw from a marquee player like Son that is so representative of his national team, of his country, of their ambitions, and not just, Lionel Messi. I think that's a really cool.
So
cool
what
aspect.
Matt's saying is, as long as it's from not Argentina, we don't want Argentinian fans. Is that what Matt's saying?
We already gave them $40 billion. Do they need my praise now too?
Yeah. They want your snap money.
Get rid of that steak. It's well done. Oh, no. I mean, because I think what Thomas Mueller's doing with Vancouver is so much fun as well. Like, these are joyful cultural icons. And then a heron. I'm a hater.
I think this is a really appropriate transition because self-proclaimed hater, we should transition on to how fantasy went this week.
I'm not done yet. You didn't get consent. I do want to point out, because on last episode we talked to Darren Yappy, and Yappy came into the season with a goal of 10 goal contributions. With that 88th minute go-ahead goal, unfortunately that wasn't the winner, Darren Yappy ends his season with 8 goals and 2 assists, hitting his 10-goal contribution mark that he set out at the beginning, which I think is going to do wonders for his confidence, for his goal setting, and is only going to be rocket fuel for him next season. And I think we'd be remiss not to point out, going into the 2026 season, that kind of the last moments of joy for Rapids fans, we're seeing club record signing Paxton Aronson press a goal into the back of the net, and homegrown Ali Laraz pass a curler to the head of a diving Darren Yappy to potentially send us to the playoffs. Those are 3 players, 3 personalities, and 3 really good vibes that I think we should lock onto to keep us warm during this offseason.
What'll keep me warm to the offseason is getting an announcement before February who the hell our coach is. And
I thought that whiskey ginger was keeping you warm in the offseason.
There's not enough whiskey ginger in the world to handle being a Rapids fan. This is now going on a decade since we've actually won a playoff match. I think Maxwell said specifically any kind of play-in match where it's like one and done. We have not won one since 2016.
Well, I mean, with all the new AI trends, maybe we can get an AI soccer team that just gives us the results that we want, and we can I think FIFA Manager's out now or something. maybe there's a mode where it's just like you type the prompt in of like, give me the Rapids of the last 10 years that will have eliminated my deep-seated depression and sense of self-loathing.
Something
You're gonna have
I'd
like
like next
45-year-old Connor Casey is still on the team.
Yeah. Well, I want next cast, we should try and figure out, do you think that if the Rapids just got all of their best talented players over the last decade, we'd actually be able to make the playoffs? If you got every talented player, best talent across the field, would we be able to compete against an LAFC or a Miami or be in a playoff berth?
Okay. I just want to see this alumni game. We'd have Jack Price back, and who'd be in goal? Tim Howard? Okay, yeah. No, I just want to watch the alumni game. I don't even care if it changes the outcome.
Marko Ilicic.
It'd be like going to a high school reunion.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. This is all right. This will be our next, one of our theme off season is Fantasy Rapids. We do an all Rapids alumni team versus like the most mediocre LAFC team.
Ooh.
Oh, was that when they were Chivas or?
Are we
always,
at least?
Always have been, always will be, Monk.
Are we the home team at least?
No.
No?
There was a plague outbreak, so the game had to be moved.
All right, y'all, time to move on. Let's chat fantasy. Before I give Matt too much space here, we're going to talk a little bit about our fantasy, and then we are going to move into talking about some of our playoff predictions. Hopefully, you all have found the Audi MLS Cup playoff bracket and submitted it before tonight, because we are recording on Friday. You're hearing this after that. It will lock out after the Miami-Nashville game kicks off today. So with that, our fantasy season has wrapped up. The game is over. Any leagues that you were in are done. And Matt, how did our league end?
I don't know. I've been too busy trying to think of what I'm going to call my segment next season on PIDCAST. Yeah, I still only have like
Kevin's Revenge. We already decided this.
Kevin's Revenge. Oh yeah, Kevin's Revenge. Done.
Well, what Matt is not saying explicitly is that folks likely know that the Centennial 38 head-to-head ended in a bracketed challenge. Shout out to Kev, of course, who was eliminated in the semifinals. It went down to me and Matt bested me by 3 points in this final triple game week.
How many points did Messi get, though?
Points. Well, are you asking about if you captained Messi or just generally?
Just had him, just generally.
94 points. 94 points.
Matt capped Messi.
So did Sara.
Of course I did.
Yeah, but she's been doing that the whole season. You were the one saying you shouldn't touch Messi, never Messi,
which made playing
get out of here with
super
Messi.
Easy because I knew what formation she was coming out in.
And instead, his moral grandstanding worth nothing when it came to the final match.
I will say, so Matt made sure to text me before the first game started, and I missed it. So I had Sun and Bwanga both on my field, even though they only played one of their 3 games. And then I included 2 other players who weren't rostered to play. And he said, you can't use this as an excuse when I beat you. And I said, fair. And it is fair because a big portion of this game, as we've said from day one, is watching lineups. It's checking your team. What makes a good strategic player is somebody who is able to make quick changes based on lineups that come through that watch those international windows. And I didn't do that well this week, and Matt did. So good job, Matt.
And he still only won by 3 points.
Well, I was
he sold his soul to Messi. Fitouri
Musa.
completely screwed her lineup, and she still nearly got you.
My striker got kicked out. So, you know what? Like I've said all season, You can only face the teams in front of you, and the team in front of me only needed 3 points extra to beat. And that's what I did. And what happens when you win in soccer, Monk?
I don't know. I'm a Rapids fan.
3 points.
Well, it's been a really fun season. I hope folks are excited to gear up for next year. I think we'll have a few more structured ways that you can engage with us on fantasy, and I hope you all loved the game as much as we did. A few things to keep in mind. At some point, the game will reset. And so I recommend, if you are trying to become a more competitive player or even just for funsies, take some time to get into the game and write down some of your stats. So if you go to leagues, you can look at what your overall ranking was. You can see your total amount of points for the year. And so those are like some fun things to write down so that you can see next year if you're playing more competitively or how you do in future years. So like I'm excited this year. I got third in the Colorado Rapids. I believe I got third last year as well. Although I dropped overall in rankings, I was 460 this year. And last year I finished in the top 300. So kind of noticed that I wasn't as competitive of a player. Good note for me, I guess. The other thing, you can really get nerdy with it if you want to track what your how you did like by week or what players you tended to captain more than others. I think looking back and like reflecting on that is just kind of fun. You put a lot of time into building your teams this year and take some time to reflect before the game goes away.
I don't want to reflect.
I'm looking at the Rapids standing. Number 20 overall in the Rapids bracket is Zach's dad. Do you think that's like Camp or Stefan's dad? That'd be amazing. Speaking of insider betting.
Wait, let's see. Did this person
just let one in? Just let one in.
Okay, I hope that this is not Zach's dad because this player last week had Hugo Loris as their starting keeper. So that would be particularly brutal.
Sorry, son. Just like Matt, I don't care about my morals.
I can't believe we didn't see this till now. 24 Stefan is a really good fantasy name.
There's some good ones in here. And also, I'll note that for our fantasy C38 crew, you had me in third, but Matt 9th and Kev 10th. So way to clean up, team. Cold-blooded killers is also fun.
Yeah, that's
I've seen
good.
that one for a while.
All right, run us through the look around bracket, Sarah.
Yeah.
Let's
Let's do bracket play. So we are all going to quickly go through our game predictions. We're also making sure that we put this into our Audi brackets, and then we'll share them with you all so you all can see how we do. Encourage you to do this as well. It's really fun after getting to know these teams for a year to try to predict how they'll match up in a playoff environment. Folks will know that for playoffs, the first round is best of 3 with the higher seeded team playing 2 games at home. And then after that, you all correct me if I'm wrong, but those are all one-offs. So sudden death at that point. All right, let's start on the West Coast for our first best of 3s. Sandy, and we're going to do this rapid fire. Each person gets like 2 games that they can add additional commentary to throughout the bracket, all right?
Okay.
3, unless we have like really hot takes. Okay, San Diego versus Portland.
San
Diego.
Ooh, I went Portland. Minnesota versus Seattle.
Seattle.
Minnesota.
Seattle. LAFC Austin.
LAFC.
LAFC, yeah. Vancouver Dallas.
Vancouver.
All right, going to the East Coast for this best of 3. Philly, Chicago.
Chicago.
I went Chicago too. Charlotte, NYC.
Charlotte.
I went NYC. Miami, Nashville.
Miami.
And Cincinnati, Columbus.
Cincinnati.
Ooh, I went Columbus. All right. The second, the semifinals is going to be a little harder because we'll all have different teams in there. So who did you all have winning the first the West Coast semifinals?
Minnesota and LAFC.
I have Seattle and Vancouver in West Coast final.
Awesome. I have Seattle and LAFC. Interesting. So you do not have LAFC making it past the semifinals.
Not past Vancouver, no.
Interesting. All right. And then who do you all have for your conference semifinals on the East Coast?
Philly, Miami.
Chicago, Cincinnati.
What? You're just knocking out the big names there, Matt. I went Chicago, Miami. To me, my kind of hot take on this bracket is I actually have Chicago going to the conference finals against Miami. I think that they have just been putting up points, and like if you just went by second half of season, they are doing pretty freaking good. I see them doing pretty well against these matchups.
I have Chicago versus Vancouver in my final with Vancouver winning.
In your final? Ooh, interesting. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Isn't this the Vancouver that you said was gutted and its entire offense was gone and that's why we were going to beat them? Like,
that was
what is it? Matt is just a liar and just doesn't.
He's believing
just like
in Mueller.
The Rapids, I'm fluid.
All right, then who do you all have in your finals?
Vancouver,
LAFC,
Chicago.
Miami.
Sorry, what was yours, Monk?
LAFC, Miami.
Yeah, I have LAFC, Miami as well. And then who do you all have taking the cup?
Miami.
Vancouver, baby.
I have LAFC.
Sorry, I think Messi just shows up. To me, he's the GOAT, if not at least in the argument for greatest of all time. That man knows how to show up when it's necessary, and he's surrounded by quite a bit of talent. And as talented as LAFC is, they don't have a defense to shut down Messi, and Messi can just run laps.
I'm sorry, how many MLS Cups has Miami won?
0.
So he shows up when necessary?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, so it wasn't necessary those times?
Oh, wait, who won because they put Messi on their lineup to win the playoffs?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wondering how many points he put up for you.
Just like what you're prescribing right now.
Just wondering, the guy who said that Vancouver was going to win without an offense because he said they were gutted and terrible. So
I appreciate your analysis, Monk. And the reason you're wrong is because you're thinking with your brain and not your heart. And here's what I know is that true love will win. And the love between Son and Bouanga will defeat Messi. It's the love story that America needs and we all deserve. Well, we don't all deserve it.
Couldn't even win the Golden Boot. Like, get out of here. Like, if you're not first, you're last, all right?
It's going to come down to Miami versus LAFC. Son and Bouanga are basically going to, like, figure-8 around Messi for the game-winning goal. The confetti rains down. And then Denis Bouanga and Heung-min Son kiss. Right there on the field. BMO Stadium.
Ugh. I am here for it. Matt, I saw a shirt advertised to me on Instagram that made me think of you, and it says, kiss your homies on the mouth. Because Matt is always the one chanting for people to kiss on the field.
Yeah. Dude, it's like undefeated. Anytime guys get into a scuffle, especially a pickup, it's just like kiss or walk away. Like, this is a binary thing. I don't want to see a fight. I want to just walk away or kiss. Everyone just stops real quick.
All right. Well, that was really fun. We're excited to hear y'all's predictions. Like I said, we'll share our brackets and make sure you let us know what you think. And we'll,
speaking of playoffs,
who's victorious.
You guys want to launch into the Rapids 2 recap and playoff preview?
Sure.
Let's do it.
You want me to jump in? When do you guys want to start?
All you.
You can lead us in first, Matt. You've been covering them pretty hard.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Colorado Rapids 2 on Sunday, October 26th at 7 p.m. Mountain Time will face the Town FC at PayPal Park in San Jose. Colorado Rapids are the 3rd seed in the MLS Next Pro playoffs, while the Town FC are the 2nd seed. For the uninitiated, Town FC is the MLS Next Pro complement to the MLS's San Jose Quakes, but they did that whole rebrand thing which I'm actually kind of jealous of, if I'm being perfectly honest. Of note, MLS Next Pro does a novel thing with their playoff matches where the higher seeds get to choose their opponents. The Town defaulted to the Rapids 2 when top seed St. Louis chose 5th seed Looney Tunes, which just meant St. Louis was ducking Rapids 2, and we're coming for them. Similarly,
Looney Tunes, Matt.
Looney Tunes,
These
come
are
on.
too good. These are too good.
I'm just gonna write my MLS nickname children's book and then just like buy a 4th yacht. No?
Second, because you just lost your first one gambling.
All right.
No, he
Sarah, why
lost
don't
the
you
second one gambling.
I've lost countless yachts at this point. Sarah, why don't you talk about the matchups leading into this one?
And I'll help you with that.
All right, the Town are coming.
Just here to highlight all of the 2 puns and play on words that Matt is able to come up with.
The Town are coming off a 3-0 win over North Texas, a team notably that the Rapids 2 hates vehemently. So the Town beat them 3-0. They saw a goal from all thirds. I can't even get that out. They saw a goal from all thirds of their formation. Man, who writes this shit? From defender Floriana, forward Rodriguez, and midfielder Fernandez. Similarly, Rapids 2 are coming off a 3-2 home victory over the Whitecaps 2. Their win came off the boots of La Bestia, Anthony Garcia Rodriguez, known hooper Alex Harris, and Slam Bassett himself. Bilo Giap also had a fantastic goal that was a bit controversially called back as offsides. R2 gave back one of merit to Vancouver center back Mark O'Neill, then let him slip another past Campagnola in what we'll lovingly refer to as garbage time. That garbage time made it a bit nervy at the end, but Rapids held the 3-2 lead, really kind of leaning towards a physical and smothering end-of-game press. That's all the guys getting really hyped up. Another note to mention as we head into this matchup on Sunday is that this is a bit of a coach's duel between the 2023 Next Pro Coach of the Year, our own Eric Boucher, and a 2025 Coach of the Year finalist in the Town's Dan DeGeer. DeGeer lost out on this year's award to St. Louis' John Hackworth. Just 3 names to keep rattling around in Rapids fans' heads for no apparent reason. Nonso Ademabu is going to be the danger man for the Town against R2 this match with a goal and 2 assists in their last matchup this season, which the Town won 3-0 in Commerce City. 2 names you heard earlier, Nick Fernandez and Misael Rodriguez, scored as well, showing their continued form coming into the playoffs. Town leads this series 4-3 all time in the 2 teams' 7 matchups. And then some factors I'm looking at going into this matchup is when they played back in May, we'd not quite seen the ascendancy of Bilo Giap into the goal-scoring fire that he is. James Cameron hadn't started his cult heroes journey at the winger position. Slam Bassett and Alex Harris have only shown better with the experience they've gotten with the first team this season. And Sid Wathuta just seems to get more and more confident and beautiful with the ball at his feet every match we see him play. I think this is going to be a complete role reversal, and Rapids win this one pretty dominantly. I'm going to call a 3-1 win. I think goals are going to come from a Bilo Giap brace and a James Cameron goal.
I don't feel I'm calling a win, of course, but I don't feel qualified to guess on the score prediction. I do want to say that, Matt, you've done an incredible job covering this side and also way to pick the winning side on coverage here. It's almost like you knew you were onto something special with that Rapids too.
I mean, I just, Keith and I talk about this all the time because Keith Richards of Team MBS is often my fellow Rapids 2 correspondent. And there's just something special about this year's Rapids 2 team. These guys are just really joyful players to watch play, to talk to cover. Eric Boucher is always incredibly forthcoming with his answers and post-game recaps. And shout out to Kinsey and Peter and Tori all season who've been doing that work with us on the Rapid side of things. I just think the Rap kids are such a good bunch, and I've had so much fun watching them this season. I'm excited to see them win the cup. This is a fun story that you will like, Sarah. At the game this past weekend, R2 versus V2, I was talking with Sam's brother and parents, noted friend of Sara Fitouri, Amy Bassett, about how I really think Sam's getting a cup run out of this because the team's so special. And almost instantaneously after telling them all that, Sam Bassett scores a goal. We all dap up. We all get excited. Yeah, the vibes are high with this team. I think they're going to ride them all the way.
The Rap, we've talked about it. It's been a decade now that we've had a solid Rapids 2 team, whether it was MLS Next Pro or before that when it was like the USL and stuff like that. Whatever MLS is transitioning, whatever they want to do at any given moment. We've always done a really good job with our academy and had always seemed to have had like whatever they're doing there is great. We bring up a lot of talent out of that comparatively, I think, to other teams. And it just seems to not really translate to our first team, but there's a lot more competition there when you're getting international players and things like that. So that's always a struggle for us, especially when you have players like Vines and Bassett, who when they get their finally start getting in their rhythm, they're like, I want to go play in Europe. Right. So they're just so much fun to watch. And I still remember, I can't remember when it was, but we sent like our starters down to play in Rapids 2 for a playoff match and ended up losing.
Yeah.
Like legitimately put our starters on the Rapids 2 because we could, and they didn't do as well as the Rapids 2 team probably would have done. Or everybody remembers last year, the Cabrals, right? Which one was more performative? Like our Rapids 2 is just solid. And they're fun to watch. I'm gonna try and catch the game. Maybe might not be game day because I'm busy, but they are absolutely amazing. And like Matt doing the covers that he's been doing with them has been absolutely awesome. So I want to thank you, Matt, for doing all that work for us because that's like insane compared to I think a lot of people are doing. Not a lot of people are covering them, and they are a very talented team, especially when you're looking at the people that are feeding into our top tier team.
Yet, if you need a little more preparation heading into this matchup on Sunday, be sure to check out our episode from last week, where in addition to featuring Darren Yappy, former Rapid Academy, former Rapids 2 player, we featured a conversation between myself and Keith Richards with Rapids 2 coach Eric Boucher, which is always just extremely illuminating and a great talk.
I'm calling a 4-0 win, by the way. Didn't ask me, but that's...
Boom. Who are your goal scorers? Bilo, Giap, 4-pack? He almost had one game this season, but like the good person he is, he passed it off and gave James Cameron an assist for the goal.
I'm going to call a Bassett hat trick.
Oh,
I've been wanting that guy to score some goals for me in the first team, so I'm believing that it's been saved up for these playoffs, and he's just going to pop off.
I want you in the bathroom mirror tonight practicing your wham, slam, thank you, ma'am, Sam Bassett hat trick goal call.
Oh, my God.
Don't explain to anyone in the house what's going on.
Nothing.
I want to like run the shower for a long time so it's super steamy too. So like you're seeing yourself engulfed in like goal smoke is what it looks like. But also it's kind of like rolling out from under your bathroom door and you're just shouting, wham, slam, thank you, ma'am.
Matt acts like that's just not like how I walk out of the shower every day.
Well, I hear all you've been singing lately is the new Sabrina Carpenter album in the shower. So I gotta get your range. How do you hit those notes?
It's
Lots of work is really what it is.
He tried to listen to the new Taylor Swift album, but it just didn't slap.
It does not slap. It does not slap.
And she can't even play at a Super Bowl. Like, that's how worthless.
It was just a bit like that SNL sketch this weekend. Taylor Swift is chop.
Well, I think that this is something that people have been predicting for a long time, that when she's happily in love, she has nothing to write about.
Yeah.
It's true.
So
Can't wait for the Kansas City breakup album. I don't know what she's going to call it, like Kansas City Barbecued or whatever. I don't know, but...
I mean, she's finally getting Travis Kelce to a high school reading level, which is kind of tracking with the writing on this album, so... Charlie XCX for life. Let's go.
Oh, word on that one. Love. All right. Well, we did the thing, kids.
Should we end how we always end, with Brat? No, we're going to end with our own Brat. Don Chicharron, Songs Especial. It's our intro and outro music. Go check them out. They're fantastic. Where are you guys going to be?
I will be at the Fitouri on socials. I'm heading out to Mexico City in a week. But in the meantime, I think I'm going to check out the Broadway parade, Halloween parade on South Broadway this weekend. So see y'all celebrating my favorite holiday.
I'm hitting Daily Bread at Red Rocks. So I don't ask me. I don't know a lot about Daily Bread. I was just like, $80 seems like a cool concert to go to. And I'm trying to hit one a month, and I didn't hit one this month. So I was like, that's all I got, because I have to host people next weekend for Halloween. So
is it just going to be like a 3-hour recitation of the Lord's Prayer, and give us this day our day?
I've been joking with some friends, they're Daily Bread friends, and I always call him Zombie Bread. So...
Or is it like Carson Daily Bread? Let's wrap it up, kids.
Wrap it. Oh my God. Are
Let's
you going to make jokes like that? We're really going to deal with this right now?
Ooh, new segment alert. Wrap it up.
All right. You can find Matt at the Matthew Wick on Blue Sky. Or of course, as he likes to call it, Burgundy Sky. Obviously, Monk is at Monk of C38. And RIP the Rapids season.
You know what? Anyways, up the fucking Pids.
Up the fucking Pids. Up the fucking Pids too. Up Rapidos.
Let's go Rapidos.
Tú tienes esa cosa